So the bar's packed. I got a seat. Nobody but me is watching the game.
Staggering.
Nobody made a sound. There was a guy next to me who was watching the game, but it looked like he was on his break from his job at a kiosk in the mall.
Wait, you guys are all freaking out over a mall kiosk guy?
Stacey, no!
This guy's insane.
Ah! He's been free sampled in the face!
Welcome, everyone, to our latest episode of the RF Show with Todd and Andy. Just a reminder before we go any further, like and subscribe.
Please comment and hit those buttons.
So it's playoff time for football fans in America. You know, the college football playoffs been going on for what feels like an eternity.
And then some.
The path starts right now with the unveiling of the 12 teams in the college football playoff.
I've had enough.
Do you know it's the only playoff that goes through 2 years?
It's interesting. It does, doesn't it?
Right. It starts in 1 year and concludes in another year. It's like a cricket match.
We decided that we would do something insanely stupid and play cricket for 7 days and 7 nights. So 168 hours.
It's just enough. I'm done with the neutral sites. Let's go to some home field, like environment,
some noise.
Yeah, the elements.
Yeah, because all those college football playoff games outside the first round, they're all in sterile environments. Whereas in pro football for the final week of the season, these were some big games going on. One in San Francisco between Seattle and San Francisco, another in Pittsburgh between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Weather plays a factor. Noise plays a factor.
Yeah, that home field advantage, too, is also so huge, like a real home field advantage you find in the NFL, where aside from college, you only get it at the opening games. There's something really exciting about having people come to your city to get fired up for it. And
also it's a moment of civic pride. Whether you like it or not, your city is on stage in these big games.
In the biggest sport in America.
And the most popular television show in America. Sunday Night Football is the #1 television show in America.
Yeah, it is an opportunity to showcase your city.
Yes.
And it has, whether you're a football fan or not, it's a chance for people to see where you live.
Right. And here I am in Seattle, our show, we're a Seattle based, you're on the East Coast outside of Boston. You got the Patriots in the playoffs. Even though you're a Steeler fan like I am, I live out in Seattle. I'm not a Seahawk fan, but I'm aware that when the Seahawks are playing these big games, the city that I live in, the city my daughter lives in, the pride of this place is on display. And I got to tell you, this city doesn't get it.
Why is that? Because the 12s are the best.
Yes, the Seahawk fans are great fans. Like, they're loud. That building is noisy as shit. It's an intimidating place to play. We took the tour of that field. You could see how much of a hawk's nest it really is.
Seriously. We're geeking out today. It's awesome. Geeking out. We found soulmates.
There we go. That's that. Yeah, that's right.
So this is not a knock on Seahawk fans. They're tremendous fans, but their city is really apathetic.
And how do you know this?
So on Saturday night was a huge Seahawk game, the biggest game of the season. Week 18, Seahawks at 49ers. Winner has home field advantage in the playoffs. So I had to be with my daughter that night. I picked her up from her lifeguard training, and we headed over to Bellevue Mall. So we started out at a Shake Shack.
Nutritious.
Very nutritious.
Yeah.
When I looked around, there was nobody wearing any Seahawk gear at all. Mind you, the Seahawks are playing the final game of the regular season. It's a winner-take-all, big frickin' game. Nobody on their phones watching the game. I was on my phone watching the game, trying to stay tuned in. I saw families doing box breaks with Pokemon cards and Mickey Mouse cards.
Priorities.
Yeah, that's real popular these days.
the moment everyone's waiting for. Oh, look at all this stuff we're gonna open. Dun, 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 dun.
So then my daughter and her friend went to go walk the mall for about an hour, hour and a half. I went to the Cheesecake Factory next door because I figured that's a great spot to go watch the game.
And load up, get your feed bag on.
That's right. So, get my 2,000 calories for a salad.
Right. But it's on the healthy menu.
That's right. It's on the Skinny-licious menu.
It's Skinny-licious. Okay, continue.
So the bar's packed. I got a seat. They have 2 TVs. The game is on. Nobody but me is watching the game. Nobody.
Staggering.
Nobody's into it. There are plays happening where, like, I think Kenneth Walker had that big 3rd 17 run. Nobody made a sound.
That was the game changer, by the way.
Nobody made a sound. There was a guy next to me who was watching the game, but it looked like he was on his break from his job at a kiosk in the mall.
The kiosk salesman.
Wait, you guys are all freaking out over a mall kiosk guy?
Stacey, no!
That's insane.
Ah! He's been free sampled in the face!
He was selling like inflatable wallets.
Or Israeli skincare
That's right.
from the Dead Sea.
So he wasn't really into it. You had the play where Christian McCaffrey dropped the ball at the 1-yard line that caused an interception. Nobody made a sound. The bartenders weren't watching the game. Nobody in the staff was watching the game. Mind you, the restrooms for the restaurant are in the bar area. Nobody's coming up to watch or check out the score, what's going on. It was a haloti nada.
That means 0.
0. I, who am not a Seahawk fan, I'm the only one watching the game.
Doesn't it piss you off?
It shocks me. People are making judgments about your city. We saw the Steelers on Sunday night play against the Ravens in a big home game to win that division. Winner gets in, loser goes home. Now, mind you, those are not Super Bowl contenders. But all night, Pittsburgh as a city is on display. And people are making judgments about the city of Pittsburgh based on what they're seeing. How do we know this? Because you just got back from the Myrtle Beach Bowl and found out this is exactly what goes on.
It's really important to have that. That's a lot of value. It's an advertisement for your city.
Right. You have a close friend who, what does he do in Myrtle Beach?
He runs the sports commission for part of the chamber or the Visitors and Conventions Bureau.
This kind of event is great. So having the 2 teams here, they're both from out of market, so they're bringing their fans.
His job is to bring people into Myrtle Beach for sports.
Right. And the Myrtle Beach Bowl, it's about that marquee time on ESPN where people can see Myrtle Beach, not during the game, but in the intro and the outro to commercial breaks.
These kind of events have a real impact. It's a great sort of postcard and look into Myrtle Beach.
Beaches and, the Ferris wheel and all kinds of things that's Myrtle Beach because they're playing the game in Myrtle Beach.
Right.
So, and if you live in Seattle, you would think that people would be excited to say our city is on display. This is something as a community we can rally behind.
That's right. And there is a blind spot. Like the Seahawk fans are so into it and they're such good fans, but the rest of their city is really not even aware. Right now, to half of our country, they look at Seattle as a wasteland piece of liberal shit that has no laws and no rules.
Dozens of people have been arrested during protests in Seattle, especially in the first week during these tense face-offs with police.
What we're seeing in Seattle, Sean, is a dress rehearsal for life in America without law enforcement.
But if you actually watch Seattle in the playoffs and you watch it on Sunday Night Football, it's going to look like a gorgeous city. What we're here to tell people is wake up. Stop binge watching something. Your city is on display. Give a shit. These passionate Seahawk fans who've been going to games that create this great environment, we need you.
We need ya! Get your suit on!
Good. Oh, not a chance. What a shape I'm in. You could donate my body to science fiction.
Get your suit on! We
We need ya! Maybe this tailgate party's not so bad after all. Go Hawks!
Coming soon to a theater near you.
So, it's January. We just got done kind of talking about playoffs and football, but January's kind of turned out to be an important month for both of us. A year ago, Random Fandom was hatched in January in Pittsburgh.
Like the San Diego chicken, it was hatched.
That's right. Came right out. And it was unexpected. We've told that story before about going to a Penguin game, which we never went to, and all these other things we did.
Pizza, the whole thing.
Yes, the whole schmear. It was
the whole Geschichte, yeah.
That's right. So, but January for you has a lot of meaning to it as well, because this is the month that Kobe Bryant passed away, and Kobe Bryant wasn't just a random passing for you. It's actually really the birthplace of all this creativity, because you ended up making a documentary called Beat LA. I can see it behind you, which goes back to Kobe's death. Maybe share that story.
I was in Los Angeles when Kobe died. I was there visiting family. I was there with my wife. We were visiting our cousin, who is a native LA girl. And we were going to Malibu. I had never been to Malibu before. I thought it would be something I had to check out. I get a text from my buddy Jonathan texts me and tells me Kobe died. And I'm like, I couldn't believe it. And so I saw this emotion that was outpouring by these two people who were the last people on earth that I thought would be crying.
Which is your cousins.
Your cousins too. But they were crying, and they're not basketball fans.
Well, because the way you and I are wired is the only people that we would think would be affected would be basketball fans.
Yes, or because in LA they have stars die all the time. It's a regular occurrence, unfortunately. Right. So the fact that Kobe died, and I saw this outpouring, and it wasn't just like our cousins, but it was everybody, and people were congregating across the city, and there was a real pall over the city. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, there's something more to this story, because this isn't the LA I knew growing up on the East Coast. This is where the people that I knew and what I heard about LA, the shallow, the glitz, the glamour, not what I saw. But it was really important for me to understand, because, you think you know a place, and you don't really know a place until you know a place.
Well, Beat LA, the film that you made, we're going to be debuting this on our channel because it's January and it's coming up on the anniversary of Kobe's passing. We thought we would show a little piece of the film today. So here's a little snippet from Beat LA.
The day was January 26, 2020.
Good afternoon from New York. We're coming on the air with breaking news, very sad news to tell the sports world that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash.
This was a terrible loss for those families and for the Lakers, for Kobe's teammates, for his fans. It's just, there's no silver lining here. It's all bad. It's all sad. He was a bright light, and that's how I want to remember him.
He left a legacy, man. So it's never gonna die. You know what I mean? So he left a light, and to this day, it's never gonna die.
All across the city, Kobe fans honored his memory with vigils, music, and murals. In all my time living in Boston, I'd never seen the public mourn the death of a player like that. They mourned him as if he was a member of the family.
It's just amazing how many people he touched from every walk of life, and how people, like, I had never seen that in LA, and probably ever in my life. People needed to be able to express their grief, mostly, but their love for him and what he meant to them throughout the world.
Truth be told, I wasn't a Kobe fan.
If you were in a different town, you didn't love Kobe Bryant. He was a killer. He was Mamba.
I thought he was flashy, well-branded, corporate product. But I was starting to think I was wrong about that, and Los Angeles too.
Curious, because we end there with this sort of question that you're pondering of maybe I was wrong about Kobe or I was wrong about LA too. Well, which one did it turn out were you more wrong about?
They're symbolic. Really, if you think about it, they kind of work hand in hand because Kobe was a player who you thought you knew because of the way he was portrayed outside of LA. He was Mamba, right? And people looked at him a certain way. But I talked to so many people in LA who gave me such an understanding about who he was. And at the same time that I was talking to these people, I also started learning about what sports was to these folks. Sports is part of everyday life in Los Angeles. And it's not about fans sitting in the stands. It's about playing sports. It's consuming sports. It's on walls. It's
in the history of the world. I can assure you, I can't, and none of us could think of any public figure that has elicited this much creative energy as Kobe has. Over 600 murals throughout the world of Kobe and Gigi.
I've done a lot of different players. Kobe a lot. I've been painting Kobe since I started painting. He's always been a big inspiration for me.
And I think the thing with Kobe that was so interesting was, you're there when he passes and you really get to see this deep connection they had with him. And yet he was a openly flawed athlete and a flawed human being.
I think he wasn't perfect. And I think that he didn't claim to be perfect.
And I think people related to his humanness. I mean, they saw an 18-year-old kid who had flaws.
That with Angelenos, I think they saw a little bit of themselves in Kobe.
But who was relentless in his pursuit of making himself better, who fell on his face very publicly more than once.
Kobe could get angry. Kobe didn't want to talk to the media. Kobe could do all kinds of things. And I don't know. But you know what? If you ever saw Kobe out in public and he took a minute and he talked to somebody, he made you feel like you were the most important person in the room.
This was a guy who had flaws. He was you saw it right out in the open, and he had redemption, and he owned his stuff. And that resonated there. He wasn't,
and there was an authenticity to him.
That's right. And he wasn't a mercenary, and he worked hard, and he was really, and practiced and really practiced his craft and knew people and, would show up places by himself. Like the guy was like a part of the fabric of that community.
I had an Emmy party. I hosted the Emmys, and there were a lot of celebrities there. Like all the celebrities were there. Every famous person in LA was at this party after the Emmys. And then Kobe Bryant walked in, and all of a sudden you realized none of these people are celebrities. They're all fans of Kobe Bryant, and he is a celebrity.
Well, that's it for our latest episode of the RF Show with Todd and Andy.
Please like and subscribe.
Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Click those buttons.